Europe's most powerful leader arrived here, not clutching her mobile phone and still wanting answers from one of her closest allies.
Since we're talking about the NSA, I've made it clear to the US President that spying on friends is not acceptable. I told him that in July, and I told him that yesterday on the phone. And I did this in the interests of the German people. This is not primarily about myself, but about all citizens. It's about trust between partners and allies, and such trust has to be renewed now.
In Germany, they know her as the mobile chancellor. She practically governs by smartphone. She's clearly taking seriously reports that the US has been listening in. In Berlin, they've summoned the US ambassador to the foreign ministry and asked for an immediate and comprehensive explanation. Instead, from the White House came simply a denial about the present and the future, but not the past.
I can tell you that the President assured the Chancellor that the United States is not monitoring and will not monitor the communications of the Chancellor.
It's all left many here in Brussels wondering who else is being monitored. There had even been reports that this very building, the place where today's EU summit is being held, had also been spied on. And the French suspect that millions of their telephone calls have been listened into.
Enough is enough. Between friends, between allies, we need trust, we need confidence. And I think that this confidence has been shaken.
David Cameron could yet get dragged into all this. Reports that the intelligence service GCHQ helped the US spying program had already angered many in Europe. Downing Street stresses today's revelations are a matter for Berlin and Washington to sort out. At the European Parliament, where they're investigating all the claims, a British MEP is going to Washington next week to question senior officials.
You've got genuine anger, genuine bemusement, and I think now people in Germany and France want real answers. And I think the inquiries which are going on in the European Parliament and elsewhere are inquiries which have got genuine depth and need to have answers.
Chancellor and President have a close relationship. He took the whole family to Berlin recently. Politically and economically, Europe and the US need one another. But there's now deep distrust to be overcome. Matthew Price, BBC News, Brussels.